to see you, man.
You too, brother.
That's good.
There goes Senator.
Hey,
Fellow Aquarius.
twin. What's good, Senator?
What's going on, everyone? Always a
Bridge,
pleasure.
man.
Always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, welcome to Barbershop Conversation. What's up? It's Papa Keith. It's all about men's health and brotherhood. That's what we're talking about today, and I have some esteemed guests that I want to introduce you to here with me. To my left, the one and only Mr. Dexter Bridgman. Pleasure to have you, CEO of MIA Media Group.
And a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
All right, you got to do the whole thing that y'all do.
Oh, 6.
All right, there you go. Thank you for amusing me. We have our state senator, the one and only Chevron Jones in the building.
Papa Keith, how you doing, brother?
Blessed, glad to have you, sir.
I'm happy to be here. Welcome to the district.
Yes.
And I'm also a proud member of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And we're happy to be here with you today.
That's what's up. Thank you, man. Thank you. We got our former state senator, the one and only, my birthday twin, Dwight Bullitt in the building.
Yes, sir. Shout out to my fellow Aquarian here. This used to be my district as well. So
Yes.
welcome to what used to be District 39 back in the day. And I'm a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi. As they say, before you do the final copy, there must be a rough draft. So shout out to them alphas, but we know the deal.
I'm gonna try to be nice.
I mean, you know.
Hey, these barbershop conversations are brought to you by Health Foundation of South Florida. We really appreciate them definitely wanting us to tap in and having pretty much a brotherhood conversation about something that's really important, our health, right?
Yeah.
So in honor of Prostate Awareness Month, September, we are having this initiative to Take Your Loved One to the Doctor campaign. And that's, what we're pushing, and that's what we want to achieve. We want people to tap someone on the shoulder, be like, let's go. You know what I mean? So the conversation is going to start with us, but we want this conversation to spread like wildfire amongst our community, our brothers, and others, just to understand the importance
Absolutely.
of mental and men's health,
Yeah.
and especially amongst us as brothers,
Yeah.
We have an amazing special broadcast courtesy of you, and we are very appreciative of that to put the word out and let people know what we're trying to do.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So listen, we want everyone to take the pledge. That's the first thing you have to do, is to take the pledge. It's very important that you take the pledge, all right? We need you to do that yourself, take the pledge. The next thing is encourage other men and family members to also take the pledge and to get involved as well. Then, lead by example. We gotta go to the doctor. Taking the pledge is one part of it. You gotta follow through. And sometimes that's the bigger issue, is the follow through, right? We'll talk a good game and then the follow through will fall short. So this is what we're trying to accomplish here today with this messaging, all right? So gentlemen, I wanna thank you so much once again for being here, and we're gonna run through some questions and have some fun with it. What do you think is the reason why so many Black men delay going to the doctor, even when they know something ain't right?
Well, I'll jump in. We're creatures of habit, and the reality is that for many of us, we didn't learn the necessity of going to the doctor. Put my history hat on for 2 seconds, right? We didn't have access to doctors for generations, right? It was always some sort of, family member or somebody in the community that might check on you. But in terms of the actual practice of medicine, that wasn't always readily available. But one of the reasons why this conversation is so important is because when you think about, folks like Dr. Hale Williams or Charles Drew, these are famous Black folks who understood their intellect, the need for Black folks to do their thing, and the necessity of going to the doctor. So, I had the benefit of a parent who took me to the doctor. Other folks may not have had that. So we have to break that cycle.
If anybody's from the Caribbean, they'll know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
The cure all for everything is ginger tea.
Ginger
Yeah.
tea.
Ginger tea will fix everything.
Or ginger
Or
ale.
ginger
Will fix everything.
Or drink you some water.
Yeah.
Your
Go lay
mama
down.
said, go lay down.
That's
drink
a
you some
fact.
water.
And and we all know that there has to be, and some of that works, okay, to a certain degree. But when you're talking about major issues in your body, whether it's prostate cancer, whether it's diabetes, or whether it's something else, you need systemic medicine
Yeah.
to help you out and to cure and to hopefully cure your problem, your medical issue.
Now, you touched on something that I want to kind of expound on a little bit more, feeling the pressure to be strong
Yeah.
and how that really, plays a role in this, when it comes to your health. And where do you think that pressure comes from?
I think it comes from just being Black men, or from a generational perspective, and from the time you come out the womb, you're taught that you got to be strong, that you can't cry, and that's changing to a certain degree, because I don't have any children, but at the same time, when I do mentor, I have a lot of mentees out there, and I tell them all the time, it's nothing. Strong men cry. Strong men, tell, it's nothing wrong with saying I'm sorry. It's nothing wrong with having some empathy and sympathy and all of that. So, I think it's times are changing, and it has to. It has to.
Definitely.
My dad used to always say, everybody's tough until they get bad news.
Right.
And so, and that's why I make mention of that. Sometimes by the time we get into the place where we know we need to go get the checkup, and listen, that toughness is gone. Now you got to figure out what's the plan of action, and some men don't even know where to start when you're talking about getting a medical plan of action.
I want to ask from your perspective, though, as a senator, as a community leader, elected official, that whole be strong is really in your character,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So from your position specifically, how do you manage that?
Well, as far as what? As far as being strong?
No, how do you manage, as far as being strong and being able to let people know that, you have to do these things as well. You have to go to the doctor, you have to get checked out,
Well, lead by example. And I'm not afraid to tell my story as it pertains to, like, as far as my health is, whether it was my back accident that I had, and I had to learn to walk again, or me having protein S deficiency, where I had 4 blood clots when I was in the legislature, when the senator was there, and all of that came because thank God for health insurance, because I didn't, I wouldn't have known to go to a hematologist who now need to test my blood to figure out what type of disease I got, and come to find out that there's somebody else in my family, probably my nephews, who also have the same thing. So, as far as my strength is concerned, I don't know if being strong was even a thing. It was really like, listen, I want to tell people, like, this is what I'm dealing with, this is what I'm going through, and listen, go get your checkup. But that's not even just talking about going to a doctor. I'm talking about even mental health, like going to therapy. I'm not afraid to. Like, I go to therapy. I love going every other Thursday because I need it, right?
Yeah.
And so we should be encouraging those type of things. I think that when leaders come out of this bubble to where I'm just a politician and not a human, I think people can relate more. Be like, oh yeah, you were sick too. All right, got it. Now I can relate to it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, but let's be real. I mean, if we're going to be honest about this conversation, we're like 3-4 generations removed from slavery.
Facts.
So we're talking about not having, like, this perception of being strong was one where you had no other choice.
Right.
Right. And so it just continues to reinforce itself generation after generation. So how, as an example, my dad's dad was a military, but was also a domestic, right? Served as a butler. So if my dad didn't see his dad go to the doctor, how then can he tell me to go to the doctor?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, that's one of those like very simple things that we tend to forget about.
Yeah.
Is that, we're talking about folks who are just removed from sharecropping. The Tuskegee experiment ended in 1972.
Yeah.
So the distrust of the medical profession is real and legitimate for a lot of people. But at the same time, because multiple things can be true, Black men are disproportionately affected by colorectal cancer, prostate cancer, diabetes, heart disease. I remember during the 80s, AIDS ravaging Black communities, primarily because we didn't want to buy in to the notion of how to protect ourselves. Things like intravenous drug use, needing to limit that, wearing condoms and those things. And so I get the duality of the medical profession taking advantage of Black men, but we have to also recognize that we're being ravaged by real disease.
Yep.
And it's not to say that the ginger teas and the remedies that we grew up with aren't beneficial, but you got to go get checked out. It's like how you want to battle cancer is up to you, but you got to know you got it.
Yeah, that part.
Right? If you got heart disease, same thing.
Yes, indeed. All right. Stick with us, man. It's about you. We'll be right back.
Miami-Dade is filled with dreams, talent, love. At the Children's Trust, we are dedicated to nurturing the potential of every child and family with hundreds of trust-funded programs. Find a program at thechildrenstrust.org.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman & Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters. Because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. Demesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
With culture.
Hey, we're back with Black Men's Conversations here in the barbershop, and man, it's going really, really well. I want to say thank you to the Health Foundation of South Florida for making this happen. Senator Bullard, you were just talking about the mistrust with the healthcare system and certain things, and I have to recognize that in September, which is right now, okay,
Literally.
it is prostate cancer awareness. And that's something that Black men suffer from at a high number. I would love for you to be able to kind of weigh in on that.
Sure. As you get older, you may develop some issues with your prostate, and that's what happened to me. And so I just went to my doctor last week to find out that my prostate is very large. It's not cancerous, thank God, or anything of that nature. But what ends up happening is that they said your prostate is supposed to be like 28 centimeters, and mine's like 150. Wow. 3 times the size. So you have to recognize the symptoms. When you're urinating a lot and what have you, that's not normal. And if you do not, you're a fool, and you're being foolish, and you're playing with your life if you do not recognize there's something wrong, and you got to check that out.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that death or anything of that nature, but it's uncomfortable. So they gave me some medication to shrink the prostate, and 6 months later, I go back to see my doctor in 6 months, and hopefully it'll be shrunk, and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But it's for real. It's very real. It's a real issue. So, and like I said, the older we get, I'm 64 years old. I turned 50, got type 2 diabetes and hypertension at 50 years old.
Yeah.
I almost died because of the not being able to recognize, and I'm a learned man, not being able to recognize the symptoms from diabetes.
Wow.
Almost died. My reading was in 600s. I don't know if anybody knows that, how high that is.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I was, you know, I should have been dead.
Yeah.
So, taking us back to the prostate, it's all about recognition.
Yeah.
If you know something's not right down there, check it out. Don't be a fool.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy. My dad, 7 years ago, you know, my dad, he's a very private person. Just that's his generation. And one of the cleaners at the cleaner at the house told my mom, she said that, I don't know what's going on, but in your husband's bathroom there's like blood on the floor. And my dad was having an eyesight problem at the time. And it wasn't until my mom went to my dad was like, yo, like, what's going on? Like, you need to go to the doctor. Went to the doctor, bladder cancer.
Oh.
Wasn't getting checked up or anything of that nature. And they started treating it, and they were treating to the point to where he had to get the surgery. And we've been dealing with this for 7 years now. And so just today, 2 months ago, almost a year ago, they put him on this chemo treatment, and he was fine. About a month ago, the cancer came back, but it was because he had go to 6 months. So this morning, I had to take him to get another treatment. But if my dad, if the cleaning lady at the time didn't say anything, then that could have gone a totally different way.
Yeah, it goes back to this notion of us being strong.
Yeah.
You know, real strength comes from a level of vulnerability and like knowing something is wrong.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I know you thank the Health Foundation of South Florida, but I think a lot of people immediately think about medical care as the emergency room.
The emergency room.
Right.
Yep.
And so we have to get out of that habit
Yep.
as well, about periodically getting those checkups, finding out that there are low cost and no cost benefits. You know, a lot of people like to knock the former president, Barack Obama, but the ACA,
Yep.
you know, the creation of that, part of the institution of that
Early detection.
was making sure folks with pre-existing
Yep.
conditions could get treatment.
Mhm.
Because what a lot of people don't appreciate was you were being denied care if you had a family history of hypertension
Mhm.
or a family history of diabetes
Mhm.
or a family history of cancer.
Mhm.
Like, you wouldn't be able to get insurance at all,
Mhm.
right? So the idea of people having access to low-cost insurance, you know, the ability to go to free or low-cost clinics, you know, that's important, and use those places. And another thing is, like, don't view them as, oh, that's what poor people do.
Right.
Because I think a lot of people kind of get caught up in this mentality that I can't go to the free clinic because that's beneath me, and I don't have insurance because that's above me. So I'm in this weird middle section. If you got insurance or not, go to the free clinic.
Yeah.
You know, Planned Parenthood, quiet as kept,
Yep.
gives men checkups too. So it's like those are the things that a lot of Black men need to, like,
Yeah.
you know, dispel the myth
Mhm.
about why healthcare is scary.
Yeah.
You know what I think another issue is too, that you know, actually finding out if there is a problem, managing that mentally.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of Black men deal with that as well. It's like, I'd rather not know.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? I'd rather not know, because now when I know, you know how they used to say back in the G.I. Joe days, knowing is half the battle. Now that I know, now, you know, I'm going to, you know,
Now
my
I gotta
life.
deal with it.
Yeah, I got to deal with it. My life is going to be turned upside down. So a lot of people stay in that silo of just like, oh, I'll just stay in this ignorance and not in the know, and not even understanding how medicine has advanced, you know, over the years, and how, you know, like, you have people like, you know, like Magic Johnson. He's like the poster child.
But there's
You
a
know what I
prime
mean?
example, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in 1992, if you were to say in 1992 that someone with AIDS would still be living in 2025,
Yeah.
would have been like, forget about it. So you're right. He is the poster
Yeah.
child, but we need to look at him as an example of the right thing, like getting the checkups, doing the thing,
Yeah,
getting it done.
absolutely.
Listen, whether you deal with it or you don't deal with it, you're gonna have to deal with
Right.
it.
That part.
So regardless, so you might as well just deal with it.
Don't go to the upper room.
No, exactly, right.
I love the fact that we're here in this barbershop in Overtown right now having this conversation.
Yeah.
Because of that, I would like for you gentlemen to talk about these conversations being in barbershop. Like, what does that mean to have these powerful conversations in a barbershop?
Well, I think this is what we do. This is what we do, and this is how we pass on knowledge, information, everything. This is our way. Like women, they go to the beauty parlor or the salon, and they are able to get together and have conversations about what's going on in their lives and what have you. This is our opportunity to talk to our brothers and about everything, whether it's health, whether it's whether your status, your marriage, or everything we do, and it's just a cultural phenomenon in our community.
Listen, the barbershop is literally the meeting place.
Yeah.
And it's not just black men who just come to the meeting place, because some barbershops have women inside these places also.
Yes.
But it's just a place where real conversations happen, but it's just the type of conversation that we need to be having.
Yeah.
Like when we come here, like the fact that we're here in Overtown, which is my district, which is the mecca of where black folk gather. And I think we still gather here in this area. But we also, there are clinics in this area, but I'm going to be very frank with you all, and I will say it, that we have to protect the clinics within these areas, because there's a world where a lot of these clinics are slowly but surely going away because funding is going along with it, and they're being funded through the state. And when the state start cutting these funding and they have to start making these decisions on where to cut, they're coming into our areas. And so we have to make sure that as we're advocating for a lot of different things, we have to make sure that we are advocating for access to healthcare in our communities.
As you fight for these things for us,
The thing I would add is that being in Overtown, being in a barbershop is critical, but understand barbershop is where we used to get information.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
That's where you could buy insurance.
It was our group text.
Group text. Yeah, what's our group text?
So don't lose sight of that.
Yeah.
Like, this is where we used to solve our problems.
Yeah.
And so when you have a problem, you can also bring it to this place as well.
Hey, stick with us. We'll be back with more barbershop conversations right here.
Miami-Dade is filled with dreams, talent, love. At the Children's Trust, we are dedicated to nurturing the potential of every child and family with hundreds of trust-funded programs. Find a program at thechildrenstrust.org.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman and Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters, because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. Demesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
With culture.
Hey, we're back with Barbershop Conversations. We're talking Black men health and brotherhood, and that's what we have here, man, with my amazing, esteemed guests. I want to touch on, because we covered a lot of things, but what is the message now for your younger fraternity brothers, for your younger family members, when it comes to prioritizing health?
The message that I would give to my fraternity brothers or any younger gentleman is that, listen, anybody who's lying on their deathbed, I can only imagine them saying that, I wish I would have. And no one wants to live in that type of mindset of regret. So what I would tell anyone is that, listen, don't save yourself that. Go do your due diligence, because I'm sure your family, I want you around a long time. But the only way that can happen is that we have to become more bold about becoming serious about our health.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What would you tell these cappers?
I mean, I would tell the Cowboys the same thing, right? Get checked out. But I want to really put an emphasis, because we're in the midst of football season, right? So,
Yeah.
I remember watching an interview with a former football player saying that every game is the equivalent of a car accident
Mm.
for everybody involved. Like every game, 17, 18 games a season. That means 18 car accidents is what these dudes are going through. And of course, they have therapy and recovery and all the things. And, you know, we're now learning about CTE. But for these brothers who are out here playing street football,
Yeah.
who are, you know, playing football at their high schools,
Yeah.
like, you got to keep that mentality. Like, you're not going to get the $1 million recovery that the NFL provides. So it's important for you after the season's over with, you know, 17, 18 years old, go get yourself checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you're not bruised up. Make sure, you know, your organs are functioning properly, because you've gone through that and you got your little, you know, check at the beginning of the season to make sure you can play, but you got to do the same maintenance after the season. So for the especially super young brothers, you know, we're talking about whether you're 12, 13, 14, you know, go get checked out.
What would you tell your mentees? You know, and thank you so much for sharing your personal stories. You know,
My pleasure. So it's about development, you know, and development at an early age. So as we grow, you know, we start thinking about, you know, you progress from elementary school to junior high school, college, and what have you. And you talk about things like marriage, you talk about things like prosperity and love and all these things. Make health an important part of your life,
That's right.
because you're not going to have any of that
Mm-hmm.
if you don't.
So right now we're asking everyone to go to myhealthpledge.org right now. Make the pledge. All right. Also, don't forget that September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So please, this will be the perfect time for you to get involved. Take the pledge. All of these gentlemen here have taken the pledge.
Yeah.
I want to thank Mr. Dexter Bridgman for joining us today. I want to thank our Senator Chevron Jones, and I want to thank former Senator Dwight Bullard so much for your stories, your time, your knowledge, and everything that you've provided here for our audience today. We really appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Enjoy being here.
Go get checked out.
Thank you so much, Dr. Michelle Kirwan, Black Health. We are so happy to be here and a part of your show today.